Heyo, my PlanCo friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and I'm joined with Zexor.
Hello.
And welcome back to another Park Spotlight Contest Edition. Today we're going to be looking at PlanCo 76, created by Blastkat. And here they say, welcome to the Appalachia. This creation is based off the creator from Fallout 76, but not an exact one-to-one scale. In this mini park, there are three main attractions: Nuka Spin, where you will be spun into a whole new realm from the delicious taste of Nuka-Cola. Raider Death Spin, which you will spin you round and round, almost as if the Death Claw was biting your face off. And finally, the Wasteland Rocket, which will take you through a huge ring. Please make sure to check all the vendors to see what they are selling, and all of the characters around the map, as there are a ton of cool things that you could miss. Characters, you want me to click on the guest names? This mini park was made for the Channel 5 Gaming Mini Contest, and is my first submission and project that I've worked on in PlanCoaster. Thanks. Woo! Okay, let's go to the Appalachia. Stay tuned, and let's get into it. All right, welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. I gotta say, the crater, what is this? The space station, right?
Yeah.
It's falling. It looks absolutely amazing from this perspective. However, this is not doing it justice. Isn't there a sign in Fallout that says "Welcome to the Appalachia"? It would have been so much preferable to have that, like a billboard.
It's a billboard.
I hate these default signs. They're just awful. I suggest nobody uses them for anything, if possible. Try to avoid them, especially as your park entrance. That's not off to a good start.
No, because I see to the right you made some custom stuff. So
right, and if we just forget we didn't see that, then you come in, you're like, whoa, that is huge.
Yeah,
absolutely huge. And making that arc, like, how many pieces is that? 9,000. 9 freaking thousand. That is just insane. So really good job on that, for sure. I like these little pieces too, the extra debris and rubble creating the archway.
The radiated water.
Oh yeah, the radiated water. That's great. That's phenomenal, actually. It looks
cool.
Exactly like
red mist or something.
Mm-hmm. It just gets a contrast between the black and red.
Yeah, it's cool.
The Nuka-Cola bottle cap. Wow. Wow. That would have taken a
amazing.
while to make.
Yep.
And that's with the Helion ride, right?
Yep. And a coaster goes through it.
That's right. Really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Oh, we have like signs and stuff. Custom Nuka Spin.
Oh, there's a really custom.
I like that. Nuka-Cola Nuka Spin. Okay, I like it. And this is the, what do you call it? The main station. Go take pictures of Meg. That's what you get to do every single day.
Yeah.
Meg. Go spy on her and take pictures of her.
Spy on her. Just in her face with a camera.
Wasteland Rocket.
Wasteland Rocket. That's the coaster.
Well, oh. Should we? We'll save the coaster for. We'll come back. We'll backtrack.
Yeah, sure.
Is this TMTK? These little pieces? That looks different to me.
Corrugated iron
Yeah.
pieces. Yeah, those look different. Those must be TMTK. Yeah. Yeah, there.
Oh, we're supposed to see what they're selling, right? Hey, how do you, is it just this? Sci-fi helmet. There's nothing special about it. Uncle Sam hat. Police hat. Ecto goggles. It's kind of fun. Oh my goodness.
It's a crazy looking coaster. Wow, that's a crazy perspective.
It is. It's a really cool idea.
Raider face up there in the tent.
In the tent?
No, in the tent, in the flat ride that's coming up.
Oh. That's neat. Raider Death Spin.
Oh, that's the twist. Or what is it called? The collider. Got barrels of radiation. Yep. And it's everywhere.
Molly's
Molly.
So these are some of the characters from around the crater.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Man, that Nuka-Cola bottle cap is amazing.
Yeah. I've been to the crater so many. Oh, it's nice with the collider up there. See the flames.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And the eyes light up.
Cool.
Get good.
How does it look at night?
Oh yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, cool. There's some floodlights on the bottom. Let's light it up. Or spotlights.
Do the spotlights go down with the thing, I wonder? No, they just stay on. It's a good flat ride. That's a good skin.
Yeah. And those sails that he used from TMTK, those are really useful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's head over to the coaster. Looks like we've done a loop around the crater. I definitely have some thoughts and feedback, but we'll save it for after.
Yeah, for sure. You have 2 Fallout players, so there's gonna be some feedback.
Yep. Gonna be a little critical. I love that radiated water, though.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that is so cool.
Yeah, that arch is insane.
Okay, here we go. We got a launched torque coaster. Let's look at the stats. Lateral G's are a little bit high, but we're playing it pretty close there. We have one taking off right now. Let's go. Maybe we should go on track view. Okay, let's talk about it. We'll start with the coaster and then the park. I think there's a few beginner mistakes on this coaster. I mean, if you look at it, it just feels, it doesn't really have a cohesive flow to it, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have like a structure, or it doesn't look very appealing from the outside. And as we went up the launch, as you could see, we were getting up here, it was very rickety. It could use a lot more smoothing, but it is definitely hard to say, oh, I want my coaster to go through a space station and wrap that around. But I definitely think you could have continued that along just a little bit and maybe dropped it down through here. It was stuttering. It was struggling. You're twisting it too much, and you got to give it a little bit more breathing room. It was very jittery coming through, and as you're coming down here, it's kind of like you're asking yourself, what do I do with this coaster? Throwing in elements sporadically, like randomly. This loop here just feels so unnatural to me. And it's bending this way into a turn that way, and then we're getting to the top, and then we're just twisting it back up. And I think, you know, if you want to get the ebb and flow of the coaster down, I would have probably just like brought it up and then arced it all the way up around, and it doesn't even need to do any inversion. I mean, it can go almost upside down as it's arcing back down around here and then up again. Try to make it very loopy and elegant looking.
The thing is, you really wanted it to go through the arch, it seems, and that's bottlenecked to you, basically.
Yeah, but that's not even my biggest issue. I think going up the arch could have been smoothed out, but coming down and through here, it's just it's flattening out. It's staying at the same level the whole time with that speed, and then we have these tiny elements that really should be a lot larger for how much speed and how high the coaster is, and then we're doing that again here for no real good reason. and then we're staying so low to the ground again where we could have this big arching turn. Like if this would have come up and then down, we could have brought it up again, and it would have become up and over with a big banking turn. Or we can bank it hard around here. And I mean, this element looks pretty decent, right? And it's more flowing with the coaster.
The second half of the coaster was better than the first.
Yes, absolutely. And then as we're seeing that, we flow back up in there. There's a little bit of a strange spot to stall us and drop us back down. I don't think you necessarily needed to go back into the space station, or if you did, maybe what we could have had is that you went right through the space. Yeah, you went right through the space station to start. We came out the bottom, and then at some point you could cross it back in and out. But it feels like you're trying to make the coaster go through the space station as the main element, but we're only using the two sides of it. And I think it could have been way more beneficial to ride right through it. Would have looked amazing, right? Because then you can even look out from the left and right and see the rest of the park from up here where you're looking down. And I think that's a huge missed opportunity, trying to use the space station, but you kind of did it incorrectly. So I definitely think the coaster needs a lot of work. It looks a little bit scraggly, for lack of a better term. Scraggly. And then we just have this like one loop into the station or flip thing, and bam, done. It felt like we got to throw another element in there, and it's like it doesn't need that. You're throwing things in there for the sake of throwing things in there because you need your coaster to be like cool, but it actually hurts the coaster more than it helps it. All right.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on the coaster. Anything else to add? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
No, I do. I do agree. I would have done the lift hill on the left all the way up, and then either go down again or out of the middle broken section down, and then a couple of inversions somewhere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
basically the thing.
Talking about park composition, obviously this thing is just monumentally amazing, and it's probably the saving grace to this park, right? Like if we didn't have that there, we wouldn't have much of a park at all. And if you look at the crater as a whole, it's just full of clutter. If you played Fallout 76, you've been to the crater. You know, like we just have this one Molly's Pharmacy, but where's the other 20 characters? You know, there's also like some sort of communications room back here that should have been built. A lot more of these buildings. There's all sorts of buildings and things. I don't know the names of them all.
Shipping containers, stack them a bit, and all over the place.
More tents, more rubble, more everything. And the space station alone, you have these amazing flags that you downloaded. They just need to be sticking out and off of this, because this thing's covered in flags and stuff, and like paper and rebar, and there's a lot of stuff hanging off of it where we just have the base structure, but it's missing the extra elements. And I think that would have helped, because like it looks so monumental as is, but if you had all those little pieces sticking out, it would have been even cooler, plus the coaster going through, then it would have just been spectacular. And I think what you have here is just like steps away from being spectacular. And as the composition as a whole, I'm also like all your work for your flat ride has gone into this Nuka-Cola thing, which is 1,200 pieces. But as we're coming into the park, we don't see it. It's backwards. It should be facing the other way, or it should be back in the corner here, almost as like a secondary focal point, right? So you see that there, and then your focal point's here, kind of around the horizon, and you see the Nuka-Cola cap. I mean, you have that there, but it's being covered by the actual captain's station, right? So either move this to the left and have the Nuka-Cola to the right, and then you have this really cool composition. So that's also something to think about when you're building these things, is the direction of which things are facing and what you're going to see as the guest coming in, and you go, oh, I want to go ride that. I want to be excited about that. But the Nuka-Cola bottle, you only really notice it when you're coming around this way, but that's when you're already leaving the park. So yeah, some elements to think about in terms of your composition. But I think this is this is definitely a saving grace, but it needs more clutter on it, and the park needs more clutter itself. I think both your ride skins are amazing, and the coaster, the main attraction of the coaster, I feel like there's a huge missed opportunity in the amount of space you have, how open it is, and where you can kind of navigate and soar through some of this rubble. You know, if there was a lot more clutter here, imagine if the coaster was weaving it through and coming, through this clutter and then back up and around. You're like, whoa, you know what I mean? Dodging through the clutter. There's definitely a missed opportunity there where it could have just been overwhelming eye candy handy going through just junk and stuff. But I mean, it's still a very strong effort, and you know, it's a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It looks like that, so I think you hit that, you nailed that, and you know, good job with the radiation. I think there's a lot of creativity here, and this is Blast's first ever time playing Planet Coaster, so I think it's
that's also something to consider. And you know, it's fun because like you see all the Nuka-Cola thing, the arch, and the thing in the middle. You know, he spent a lot of time, I think, creating these 3 main objects. You know, like most of the time is poured into. Oh, we can go in the middle in the thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
you're saying?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it's the silly dogs.
It's the dogs.
Those are hilarious.
I gotta eat them with
the station. So you wanted us to see what they're selling: Nuka-Cola, Nuka-Cherry, Nuka-Wild, Nuka-Quantum, Foshnot sausage and Canton Park hot dogs, boiled water and purified water. Okay, I love that. That's great. You don't really see that a lot. Oh wait, there's another one. Meat
surprise.
Megasloth burger and mole rat burger. That's awesome. Okay, I like that. That's a really good element. We almost missed it though. That's another thing. Yeah. You need you know those little Pip-Boy arrow pointing dudes? You need one of those.
Yeah. Well, even you could use the giant lit up arrows, because in Fallout, you know, that's a thing, right?
And I mean, there's a lot of ideas, like the vending machines. You could use the vending machines from Fallout, but skin it over top of the vending machines in PlanCo. So like the guests are actually going up to vending machines.
That's true.
there's definitely a lot you could do with this, and going back to what Zell was just talking about, like the time spent on these things, it definitely, as a new builder, you start doing something, like you get an idea and then you realize, oh my god, this is a lot of work. And what you're tackling here, doing something big like this, you don't see people tackling until they're like advanced expert or higher, right? Sure, you have like Combat Wombat doing crazy stuff like this all the time, but he's a legend and he knows, like, right, like he does those big elements and does crazy things like that, but generally you can get lost in that as a new builder, and all your time is spent on that. And the most important thing, like, I would rather get rid of this and then have clutter everywhere else, and clutter on the space station. But that's not to take away from how good this is. So
that's amazing.
I think
it's on the workshop if you guys want to download it. So I've seen that.
And people downloading these custom, or people tackling these custom fonts and shapes as a new builder that's never played the game before, again, something you don't tackle right away, something you don't try to do. And I think that's where you lost a lot of your time. And
I think you needed like a couple hours, maybe a day, just touch-ups and just clutter and
just throw things around randomly at that point, you know, like, don't overthink it.
Take Fallout screenshots and just try to remake something from the creator. I don't know, like clutter and things and cars. You know, for sure, it wouldn't have taken too much time.
No.
But you know, it's almost there. But it's a great, it's.
But that is a beginner pitfall, is spending too much time on one thing and not knowing what your priorities are. So I think it's about time management in the future, and this is a good lesson for anyone in these beginner brackets, is looking, you know, obviously this is the whole centerpiece. Having that is very important. Without that, it wouldn't be the same. So what is your next priority? Well, you got the radiated water and you got the composition, you got the layout, you have some of these arching things. How do I get more of these buildings in? How do I get more of these crater characters in? How do I get more of these shops and cargo crates and things that you see throughout the crater? That's your focal point. Now that you've done that, do I have time to do something like a Nuka-Cola bottle cap ride skin, right? And if not, try to come up with something like this, because I bet you this came together a lot quicker. Right? And
that's fair. Yeah.
So try to prioritize your time in the future, but I think what you did here is really cool, but I also would have really liked to see that coaster and the space station fully completed, so we get that experience going right up and through there. So strong effort from Blastkat here today. Okay,
for sure.
That's all my feedback for you, Blastkat. What did you guys think? Leave your comments down below for Blastkat's first ever creation in Planet Coaster. And that's going to do it for us in today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.
Bye now.